insist upon the necessity of experience, nor even of activity in experience. Everything depends upon the quality of the experience which is had. It is essential to see that education provides opportunities for the student to enter actively into and to deal wholeheartedly with the things that interest him, in which he is deeply involved, and to learn particularly how to carry on such activities effectively.
It's the responsibility of educators to be cognizant of not only the objectives, but the environmental and social factors that will eventually lead to growth. The idea of experiences leading to growth is how quality can be determined. How does one go about selecting situations that will both maximize student learning and also engage the student in meaningful, memorable experiences? Dewey states that students' interest can be broken into 4 parts: the interest in conversation or communication, in inquiry or finding things out, in making things or construction, and in artistic expression.
Tyler gives 5 principles to help guide teachers in selecting appropriate, meaningful experiences, all of which seem to build upon one another. The first being, if a given objective is to be reached, the student must have experiences that give him practice in the kind of behavior implied by the objective, meaning if the objective is to problem solve, the student solves problems.
Tyler states in his second principle, quote, "The learning experience must give the student an opportunity to deal with the kind of content implied by the objective." For example, if the student is expected to demonstrate problem solving in math, the student is presented with real-world problems that involve computation. His third principle explains that the objective needs to be developmentally appropriate for the student. In regards to a 4th grade classroom, it would not be appropriate for students to do real-world problems relating to velocity, or even problems which involve more than 3 steps. They're not ready for these kinds of problems.
His 4th principle implies there is more than one way to meet the objective. Students could demonstrate their skills in solving real-world problems by working in groups, playing a game, rotating around the room, working in centers, or even writing and solving their own real-world problems. Finally, he states that a learning experience will usually bring about several outcomes. He is explaining that a teacher is not only meeting the objective of the subject matter, but also other possible hidden social and emotional objectives as well.
It's important for teachers to know their subject matter and how to teach it. To ensure quality, it's the job of the educator to consider how the objectives are organized. This involves the alignment of objectives both horizontally, meaning that the objectives are aligned across subjects in the same grade level, and vertically, meaning that the objectives are aligned across all grade levels. Ensuring a developmentally appropriate sequence to teaching the objectives, and also focusing on the way that those objectives integrate both within the subject and across the curriculum. If an educator can consider these factors when creating learning experiences in conjunction with the student's interests, there's a depth and a breadth in their comprehension of the content.
The purpose of evaluation is to check that the learning plans are guiding the teacher in producing desirable outcomes. It also serves to prove how effective the curriculum is and if improvement is needed. These objectives must be stated in terms of measurable learner behavior or describe in particular what the learner will be able to do. The situations will give the student the chance to express the behavior that is expected by the educational objectives. The results of an ongoing series of evaluations should be a comprehensive set of terms that present student achievement. Scores need to be compared so that it is indicated that a change or progress is taking place. By comparing pre- and post-test scores, the teacher is able to see how much progress each student has made, not just within the unit, but throughout the year. A thorough evaluation program provides information about individual students that can be very useful. It gives a clear picture of their needs and capabilities. Evaluation should be used strategically and should serve to reveal to the educator the strengths and weaknesses of their students. In the long term, evaluation results are also used in modifying and improving the curriculum and instructional program. Please take a moment to reflect on the words of John Dewey. The basic question concerns the nature of education with no qualifying adjectives prefixed. What we want and need is education pure and simple, and we shall make sure and faster progress when we devote ourselves to finding out just what education is and what conditions have to be satisfied in order that education may be a reality and not a name or a slogan.